This is a book that I wish I didn't have to write.
Welcome to the podcast with your host, Craig T. Owens. Craig's new book, When Sheep Bite, is available now at craigtowens.com.
As a Christian and as a pastor, I really don't want to have to write a book that talks about people misbehaving in the church. But sadly, it is something that we have to address. And really, it's nothing new. If you go all the way back to the beginning of time, as God is shepherding his people, we see his people like sheep biting the shepherd. My new book is called When Sheep Bite, and it is help for pastors who have undergone that painful experience of having those around them bite them. Now, like I said, this is not a book that I really would like to have written, but my heart was being broken by what I saw was the fallout from this. I saw pastors leaving the ministry before really their time was done. I saw sheep carrying bitterness with them from one pasture to another because their wounds hadn't been healed and resolved in the right way. And so I wanted to address this, and I address it mostly from the side of the pastor because I want that shepherd leader to take the lead on bringing about healing. So my book is written in three parts. The first part of the book is addressing a shepherd's heart. Do we have the right heart? Do we have the right attitude for dealing with the sheep that God has placed under our care? The second section of the book is the actual bites that we experience. Things like gossip and things like people questioning our leadership ability, questioning the authority that we have to even lead them. And then the third part of the book is about healing and recovery and really helping us be able to stay in it for the long haul. I was recently on a podcast where Jim Wiegand, one of the co-hosts, he had a chance to preview my book. I shared chapters with him as I was writing the book to get feedback from him. And this is what he had to say.
Well, hey, I would say this. I was able to read the book. You were kind enough to share with me as you were writing it. And by the time it's published, I can sue you for plagiarism because I've retaught everything, that's in this book. I highly recommend it. It's fantastic. As you can hear from Craig, everything he says, he quotes, you probably quoted 50 scriptures in the last 25 minutes. This is where this comes from. It's seeing what's been done and then teaching these very unique set of circumstances for pastors, for servant leaders. So this is not something you're going to find in the Fortune 500, how to 10X or make friends and influence people. This is biblical leadership and making sure we're solid so we can help other people grow and heal and make sure it's a safe environment.
Friends, I hope that you'll pick up a copy of this book, especially if you're a pastor. Don't just get one copy, but get enough copies for everybody who's on your leadership team. Maybe your board or associate pastors. Read the book together, talk about the book together, and apply the principles together. If you are a sheep and a pastor and you love your pastor, why don't you pick up a copy of the book for your pastor? I promise you, your pastor has been bitten. Your pastor has been hurt. Your pastor is probably still dealing with the pain of those bites. So get a copy of When Sheep Bite to help them and be a blessing to them. That's my prayer, is that When Sheep Bite is going to be a huge blessing to our churches.
Craig's new book, When Sheep Bite, is available now. To order, go to craigtowens.com.